Bueno, pues hoy platicamos con Ethan, que es el fundador de Raicilla De Una. Espero que les guste y aprendamos un poquito de raicilla, lo que es la raicilla, de dónde viene, de qué agave está hecho y todo eso. Obviamente muchos de ustedes lo han de saber, pero otros no. Espero que les guste.
Bienvenidos otra vez a una plática. Aquí estamos en la oficina, aquí donde yo trabajo, Simple Bar, en Hollywood Hills. Hoy traemos Raicilla De Una, and we got a guest, Ethan, right? Are you the brand ambassador, owner, founder? What's going on here?
So I'm the founder of Raicilla Imports, and we are working with Manuel Salcedo in Mascota, Jalisco. And this is our brand that we launched up in California called De Una.
It's made in Mascota, Jalisco, which is the mountains, right? Or the
Yeah, it's in the Sierras.
Sierra
Excuse
Madre
me,
Occidental in Jalisco. Like which agave you use for raicilla?
So we use Maximiliana agave. It's aged about 8 years. Then we roast the agave in an above ground oven, conical cement adobe brick even. And then it is ground up and then fermented for 7 to 10 days. And then it is distilled twice.
Who is the maestro raicillero?
Manuel Salcedo Gutierrez is the maestro, and is also Ruben Peña Fuentes. They're best buddies, and they work together, and both of their names are right on the back of the label right here.
So saying you are the founder, you came up with the name, so you put the name like De Una?
Actually, there's a good story about that one. When we started working in Raicilla, it didn't have its denomination of origin yet. So, and this was a couple years before. So we'd been bringing it up, in bottles and whatnot. But we started working with Manuel. We were fortunate to meet up with him and partner with him. And then what we did was we adapted the name that he had already had registered so we could move the product quicker, because we were originally thinking that we would have to just import it as agave spirit or agave distillate because it didn't have the denomination of origin. When it did receive the denomination of origin, it was legitimized in 2019 in June. And now it is celebrated and shared, all over Mexico and different parts around the world.
So let's try it.
Yeah. There you go. Salud.
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 It's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a lot of notes. People say that, it's got like peppercorn kind of citrus notes with like a good mid palate, some good salinity, and then almost like cacao-ish finish, which, it's a very versatile spirit for making cocktails as well. A lot of people think that it's got like a gin characteristic or something like that too.
Yeah, so we actually did a photo shoot, right? So with this
beauty,
and which one you like better? Remember?
The
tamarind, maybe?
The tamarind one was amazing. The Negronis were good, and what was the other one? The passion fruit was really good.
Yeah. We're gonna post some photos. Photos are coming up with this De Una Raicilla brand. And talking more about Raicilla, because I'm from Jalisco.
Yeah.
When I was in Jalisco, to be honest, I never heard about. I'm from Guadalajara, the city, the capital. So I never heard about Raicilla until later. It's also called sometimes the mezcal from Jalisco because those notes, smoky. It's kind of like artisanal process, right?
Yeah.
To make it.
Vino de Cero.
That's another story. The Spanish came to Mexico and they call it vino de mezcal. And like I remember my dad, my uncle saying, "Oh, let me get some vino," and I'm always thinking on like wine, regular wine.
Right.
But they call vino to everything: tequila, mezcal, raicilla, everything. And Vino del Cerro, that's another like a denomination by the people from Mascota maybe, or Atenguillo, which is another little town, which means vino, like coming from the hills, from the wild. So Vino del Cerro, that's another thing to say it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good brand, I like it.
Thank you. Yeah, Raicilla has a really good rebellious history too, because you know, a lot of people know this about Raicilla, but it is an emerging spirit. People are kind of becoming familiar with it. Raicilla was, hundreds of years ago, the Spanish crown wanted to levy a tax on the spirits being produced locally in Jalisco, Raicilla. And they couldn't or didn't want to compromise and pay the taxes. So what they did was they told the Spanish crown, or the powers that be in that area, that it was medicinal. And the word Raicilla comes from meaning little root or rootlet, which
Raíz,
is the medicinal object that they made it from. So yeah, it'd been produced clandestine. Probably you know haven't heard about it until later in life, and a lot of people are just learning about it now, is because it really wasn't known about. And you know, now when we've got there's all these amazing Raicilla producers throughout Jalisco and parts of Nayarit, making these amazing, beautiful spirits, and now they're actually, you know, supported by, you know, a really good consejo full of a bunch of amazing people that were basically trying to get it legalized for many, many years, and then once it reached its denomination. 2019 got its denomination of origin.
And the place which is made it's called Taberna, no? Which you made all these, the Raicilla.
Yeah, the distilleries are called
Taberna. Yeah. How did you get into this? Like, how do you start? Like, okay, I love this. I want to start this instead of doing a mezcal brand. I want to go for Raicilla. Why? Is that like?
Well, yeah, years ago, I was working on the coast of Jalisco. I worked for a nonprofit organization doing disaster relief, and after Hurricane Patricia wiped out Cabo Corrientes. And I went down there, I was working there, and then some of the people that we were working with were Raicilla producers. So they were like, come on in and try this. And I had never heard about it, and then it kind of struck a chord, and you know, kept seeing people drinking Raicilla in Jalisco, but you know, you couldn't really look it up on the internet. You ask around, people knew what it was. That, you know, that were familiar with the history of the region. And then I just kind of called a friend of mine, and I was like, let's go see what's going on with that. Because at the time, I think there was like one article or something that you couldn't just like Google it. Now you can. Now it's like there's a lot of information available about Raicilla. People are like not only just agave enthusiasts, but you know, and bartenders, but a lot of people are really delving into the mezcal world. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and then obviously just built a relationship with all the amazing Raicilla producers. Fell in love with Mascota and Jalisco, and you know, I love Mexico, and I wanted to, you know, I talked to Manuel and Ruben and Oscar and Aristeo, and we came up with an idea to just start bringing it up to the States. So that's what we did. Raicilla De Una is available in California right now. We're based out of LA, so most of the places are close to home. And then we just launched Texas a little while ago, and then we're about to open up Colorado and Washington State. And it's also available online if you look it up. There's a bunch of places that sell it, like Old Town Tequila and San Diego.
Okay. And where are you from?
I originally grew up on the East Coast, but I've been out in Los Angeles for 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So hopefully we're, you know, day by day getting it out there, bringing more up and it's fun. It's a fun talking point, and it's a great experience, and get to meet amazing people like yourself and share it.
And who did the art? Is it like a agave thing, or is just like paper? This?
Yeah, the art was done by Nate Naylor of Them Guts, or Guts Creative. He's based, I know him, he's from New York, but he lives in Virginia now or something. But yeah, really talented art, graphic, creative director, graphic artist. He's kind of jack of all trades with that. Yeah, we're looking forward to see some really fun stuff come from him soon. So glad you like it. But yeah, he picked a bunch of the colors are from the like a photo of the agave plant of the Maximiliana. So that's where the colors came from. That's the shape of the agave. We did put it in Spanglish because we thought it'd be funny, but for the U.S. market at least.
But I like the name. I like the juice. I like the name because it's in Spanish. It's like, let's do something. Fuck it. Let's do it. De una.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
Exactly.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the motto behind the entire project. But yeah, it's really fun to work with this, and you know, getting to go and meet all the people and businesses, and you know, people hear stories about how they know what Raicilla is, or they just had it somewhere.
And I'm also like the box, like the case where it's the Raicilla is coming inside.
Yeah, thank you. We're really
A little horse with a skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
About to harvest the agave with a sickle.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, glad you like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good. More photos, content is coming up, the video, everything. And look for Raicilla somewhere. Thank you.